Hey y'all, grown black folks start back out on the climb. I've discovered the black wife effect, and I need to talk to us about it because there's good, bads, and indifference about this. This is a big deal on social media right now. You have these good-looking white men up here talking about looking at their pictures before they got married to their black wife, and one of them I saw today got real bold. He even posted himself with some white women who were looking good but weren't being any help to him, although he looked perfectly fine. He just looked very much in the aesthetic that is appropriate, considered if you want to get along with your white male peer group in a conservative moment. You know, they're out there with their guns and doing all their NASCAR and all the West, and then they get married to this black woman. They got 5, 6 kids. They got upgraded their style. They look like a world citizen with the swag, and these men who are already good looking, but some of them were just cornballs. And then after that, she upgraded his style and she upgraded his life in every way. And these are women of different colors and sizes, but just white men are convincing each other that this is what they want. Caveat. Well, let me do the other thing. Auntie Luv has been talking for a while, and maybe Auntie Luv, we do need to just go on and do that Noir Aunties about the black wife effect. And dig into this a little bit more, because she's been saying this is a strategy that black women can use in order to reclaim white men from a society that teaches them they have to be murderers and killers, and not all of them want to do that. They just don't have a way out. See Harry and Meghan, the black wife effect on a royal level. A man left his royal household in order to escape from being what he called a spare, where no one ever comforted him for the loss of his mother, where it was all tabloids, and you could just see when he died that little boy was devastated, and he just couldn't do the things that royals are supposed to do. He was just so hurt, but he lost his mom, and there was never any room for him to just be human about that loss. Meghan met him, got him up out of there, and they're out there doing their life. The black wife effect before that term was out there. Auntie Luv says this is something black women should think about. Should seriously think about. That there are white men who know that this whole system of slave holding and colonialism is out, and with the new technology coming through, they're almost as likely to be victims as anybody else. They're almost as likely to be victimized as anybody else. So they're going to need to make different arrangements. And as it happens, the two most powerful people in their relative communities are white men, obviously, but also history shows when it comes to holding things together and getting things better, black women. You don't have a civil rights movement, of course, without Dr. Martin Luther King, but did you know the person who put together a lot of those plans was Septima Clark, whose name you've never heard? Do you know the reason that Martin Luther King actually went on and didn't chicken out on giving the dream speeches? Because Mahalia Jackson said, tell him about the dream, Martin. Do y'all know that? So white men are openly coming out in the open talking about, I want to be part of the black wife effect. It burst on my consciousness today. Am I running out to find a white man to do the black wife effect? Nope. And this is why. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Remember that I said that P. Diddy also raised the 60% of white men who purchased his music, right? Meaning that they and their grandfathers lived long enough to come back and tell them. And we know this because they're carrying their grandfathers' traitor flags at Charlottesville, and they're out there doing traitor things to the nation since then, at January 6, 2021. See, we told you, your parents tried to shut us up, but we told you they were N's, B's, and H's. And see, now their men are saying it to themselves. We told you they're against civilization. They are out here being crude, lewd. It is their own men doing it. We told you. So they have chosen to believe it because they were trained by Kanye that it was okay for black men to be considered monsters. They were trained by Jay-Z and P. Diddy that it was okay to treat black women as just winches, B's, and H's again. So you still have to vet. Because the other thing you have to remember historically, these are average white men talking about they glow up with their black wives. Well, okay, 200 years ago, how did average white men come to the United States for Europeans and glow up, get a land grant from the government, and buy a slave? And since slaves could not be imported, you needed to buy a black woman too. And she is going to be the reason that you glow up. Be careful. That's why I say I'm going to make everybody mad. Because there's still too many white men who are out there on this program of the old black slave effect. Way too many. And we know this from January 6th. We know this from how long it's taking and how hard it's taking to put Donald Trump in the rocking chair he deserves to be in. We know there are too many men who back up this program, who are out there putting together things like Project 2025 to basically return black women to a state of servitude. There's too many of them. So we need to be careful. Auntie Luv has a good point. These white men are saying for themselves what they want. All of them are not bad. Just like, again, we don't dehumanize over here. You have to take people as individuals and vet them. But the black white effect is a thing. White men are out there convincing each other this is what they want. And they're doing this on purpose. So be aware. Don't get carried away. Is single me going to be like, well, I live around a lot of well-to-do white men. I ought to get... No. I enjoy my life just the way it is. Now, if some white man who was a good man came along and decided he wanted to have the black wife effect with me, all right, have fun, sir. Jumping over all these hurdles you're going to have to jump over to convince me that you are not looking for a black slave woman, because history is history. We're going to do that show too. Look, Auntie Luv is making that vetting course better and better and better for y'all. So we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to it. But I want y'all to just be aware. This is a thing, but don't get carried away. You still have to vet everybody. Vet everyone. Don't get carried away. Just because white men want something. Look, they had black concubines and slaves in colonialism over a third of the world. Just Anglo-Saxons alone. Their Spanish counterparts, about a quarter of the world at a particular moment. Their German counterparts. Do I need to talk to you about World War I and World War II? Be careful out there. Be aware. Don't be discouraged, but be careful out there. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.